Anybody that isn't in this college athletics world, who doesn't think about these things, they have no idea what's going on and how difficult it truly is. It's only harmed everybody that works in this field, every institution, every coach, every administrator, and in a lot of ways, every student athlete.
On the surface, there has never been a better time to be a college student athlete. Players get full scholarships, can now make money through NIL, and soon will get direct payments from their school.
But with revenue sharing set to go into effect in 2025, schools are forced to figure out where that money comes from. In part 5 of our Paid to Play series, Steve Lehman examines if college sports are headed for a breaking point.
First and goal, playing the tempo. McClellan walks in.
Collegiate athletics generates nearly $14 billion in revenue per year. But with the cost of salaries, facilities, increased travel, and soon revenue sharing with athletes piling up, the question is how much longer the finances will support the system.
If it continues to become more and more incoherent, then there may come a breaking point at some point for all of us.
Under the new revenue sharing model outlined in the House settlement, schools will be able to pay their players up to 22% of the average Power Conference school's yearly revenue. In 2025, the salary cap will be around $23 million, giving athletes close to a 50% share in total revenue when you factor in scholarships and other benefits. Considering just 28 Division I athletic departments turned a profit in 2022, it's a concern for athletic directors across the nation.
How do you fund this additional money knowing that the pot didn't get bigger?
SEC schools like Vanderbilt will benefit from a new TV contract with ESPN that's projected to pay out as much as $75 million per school in 2025. But what about those schools struggling to keep up with the cash-rich SEC and Big Ten?
You know, some people have come out and publicly talked about cutting sports or, minimizing opportunities. I don't think that people fully appreciate when they hear about all of the big dollars that are coming in, that is being used to fund all the experiences for all the student athletes.
Another major change outlined in the House settlement will be the move from scholarship limits to roster limits. Football rosters will now be capped at 105, with each player eligible to receive a scholarship, an increase of 20 from the current 85 scholarship limit. Men's basketball will join women's basketball and go from 13 scholarships to a 15-player roster, while baseball will jump from 11.7 scholarships to a roster limit of 34. In all, 790 scholarship opportunities will be created across the NCAA's 40 sports. But with no requirement to fund roster spots and the need to invest more in football and basketball to remain competitive, the fear is that scholarships, jobs, and even entire sports will be cut.
That is a train wreck that is waiting to happen. How we manage that is going to be critical for the future of collegiate athletics. And how do you balance that out with respect to those athletes who are just as important, but they're not generating that kind of dollars?
The growing financial divide between the haves and have-nots in college sports have some wondering if the most powerful schools may soon break away and form their own top division. But even amidst the turmoil, Division I membership has grown to 364 institutions, seeking the prestige and the access to lucrative national championships like the men's basketball tournament, vital to the health of their athletic department and university as a whole.
And he's won his first NCAA tournament game. What a story.
I really attribute Belmont's kind of meteoric rise over the last 25 years in significant part to the decision to go Division I in athletics. And to be successful, it elevates the brand.
Let Ohio State be Ohio State. We've never really tried to compete with them financially anyhow. Now we still want access to the championships. You know, that David always wants that rock because you can kill Goliath, and we've done that. We beat Michigan State.
Buford on the take. He's got hands on, and it goes. Count the basket and a foul.
And it's those memorable moments in March and beyond that ties everyone together for now.
Will it hold us together? Will those institutions that have the ability to generate millions and millions and millions of dollars understand that there are colleagues in other institutions that are not in that position, and how do we make it whole so that we all live together and that we don't cannibalize each other?
Yeah, keeping things fair and keeping everyone happy will be the challenge for the NCAA and its 1,100 member schools. Everyone we spoke to for this series said there needs to be clear rules in place for NIL and a way to punish schools that break them. Earlier this year, the NCAA began investigating a claim that Tennessee collective Spire Sports Group's deal with quarterback Nico Iamaleava was a pay-for-play inducement for him to commit to the Vols. But the school fought back, and Tennessee Attorney General Jonathan Skrmetti filed a lawsuit claiming the NIL rules unfairly limited a student-athlete's ability to negotiate and therefore hurt their earning power. The court agreed and issued a preliminary injunction. The University of Tennessee declined to make anyone available for this series, but the Attorney General told me the case was about protecting student athletes and the program.
The penalties for an NCAA violation can be extreme, and depending on what the organization's trying to do, they can kill a program for a generation. But it was a very serious potential allegation there. Based on NIL rules that don't make any sense. And antitrust law is about protecting and preserving markets, which means people have to have choices. The NCAA deprived the student athletes of real meaningful choices. They couldn't make an informed choice, and so they were losing out on a lot of money.
For now, that injunction against the NCAA and its rules remains, but Kelsey Skrmetti told me he's hopeful the House settlements and the new model for revenue sharing in NIL will mean there's no longer a need for that case to move forward.